Are you thinking of moving to Spain in 2026 and beyond? Well, before you get lost in the sunshine fantasies, let's talk about the real story. The stuff that estate agents don't say, Instagram never shows, and the YouTubers and TV presenters avoid. On this video are the harsh truths about moving to Spain that nobody tells you. And knowing them could save you thousands of euros, months of stress, and even your entire move. Welcome to YouTooSpain, where you can do the Spain thing too. Let's dive straight in. Your first 3 months will be a roller coaster of euphoria, problems and potential disasters. Your first year is a confusion of culture shock as you realise it's not like it was when you came here on holiday. Almost everything is just a little bit alien. Loneliness and homesickness are very common. Friends and family are suddenly not there for all of the close contact that you've been used to, and new friendships can take a long time to build. Spain's social circles are closed at first. It can be easier to notice the differences rather than the similarities between you when you're at a low ebb. And if you're not a social extrovert, you can feel lost. You might find that the peaceful haven in the countryside you chose before your move turns out to be just across the valley from the loudest dogs known to man, or a property that's suddenly being demolished and rebuilt over a period of 35 years using jackhammers, angle grinders, nail guns and thundering diesel vehicles, driven by people with the loudest voices known to man. Bureaucracy. Nothing happens quickly in Spain, and sometimes not at all. The frustration can be overwhelming, and it can even feel personal. Offices close just when you need them most. You will queue, online and offline, more than once, and it'll last forever. Appointments vanish. Workmen don't turn up, or they work for a day, then disappear for a week, with no explanation. Some officials follow the rules strictly. Others interpret the rules in their own way. It's never the same from town to town. Once you know the system, it does become predictable. Then someone changes the system and no one tells you. Spain is not always cheap. At least not as cheap as it used to be compared to everywhere else. House prices vary massively by region, between cities, towns, villages, and even from village to village. There are lots of hidden costs. Translations, notaries, taxes, legal help, renovations, cars, estate agents, fees, water bills. The UK or US lifestyle, or wherever you're from and whatever you're used to, doesn't always fit the Spanish lifestyle. Restaurant prices can be shockingly high until you realise you're still going to the tourist places. If you're thinking, I'll learn Spanish when I get there, well, that's a recipe for feeling like an alien from the outset. Learning with an app in advance is a good start, but on arrival, you'll probably feel like you're back at square one and you won't understand a word of what's being said to you, probably because they're speaking too fast. The best way to learn is to put yourself among Spanish people after you arrive with no safety net, but that's really scary. Not speaking Spanish equals less independence, equals less integration, equals more loneliness. Integration means joining your community, but that takes time, and if you don't do it, you'll be stuck in bubbles of expats complaining about the Spanish and not trusting anyone. Some people just can't cope and they go home because they have unrealistic expectations. They choose the wrong location. For example, places with no access to services or places that turn to ghost towns in the winter. They're not prepared emotionally. They think Spain equals holiday mode. They think it's easy because everyone moves here. They don't understand the visa and residency rules. They don't build a network early on. They act and sound like expats. They're not prepared to stick it out through the long learning process. However, if you're prepared to adapt and learn, there is good news. Spain can be one of the best places in the world to live. There's a better lifestyle, a healthier pace of life, better weather and a welcoming community vibe. There's lower stress most of the time, fresher food, better healthcare. So, the people who stay long term are those who plan, prepare and respect the country and laugh a little bit at the madness. If you're thinking of moving to Spain in 2026 or beyond, tell me in the comments what you're most worried about and what you're most looking forward to. And check out the videos linked below and the many others in our playlists that cover everything to help you move and live here. They'll help you avoid the biggest mistakes that people make. Gracias for watching. Nos vemos pronto. Peas and fluff from YouTooSpain.